And joining us now to discuss the latest French resolution against anti-Semitism, please welcome former Knesset candidate for Israel Beiteinu, Colonel Olivier Rafowicz. Thank you so much for being with us. Now, how is something like this enforced? What is the effect of this resolution, and where did it come about? What kind of prompted it?
First of all, it is the first time that officially the Parliament of France, the Assemblée Nationale, is actually making such a law in order to protect the Jews in France and to make anti-Semitism and anti-Zionism outlaw. The issue is how you enforce such a resolution, and here it's very difficult. But the intention is very clear that the government of France, the French government, the French president, Mr. Macron himself, have took the decision to change the atmosphere, to change the reality. And today, people who want to talk about Jews and Israel in a bad way have to think very carefully.
What about situations where, say, there was an anti-Semitic incident, and without this law, they were unable to prosecute or unable to follow through legally? Does this change that type of situation then?
Not really, because there have been many laws and many regulations in order to combat anti-Semitism. But here there is an official resolution from the Parliament himself, using actually a definition coming from Israel about the definition of anti-Semitism, which is very clear, very, very sharp, and also it is connected to anti-Zionism. That's the point.
Which is very interesting. I mean, because it's essentially saying that if you do not support the State of Israel, that in of itself is a form of anti-Semitism, which is unprecedented in France. But my question for you is, I mean, from what you're saying, it seems like this is more of a diplomatic or political move than it is something that is actually going to make a change on the ground. But it does come in response to a wave of anti-Semitic incidents. Why are we seeing such a rise in anti-Semitism right now in France?
You are totally right. This law is not going to change the situation on the ground, unfortunately. But this law is making clear that the government is clearly opposed to all expressions of anti-Semitism, and the Jews in France, around 500,000 of people, believe and feel now that there are people who are protecting them legally. That's something different. Number two, they talk about Israel. You know, there is a huge wave of people against the State of Israel. And here in this law, in this new law, when you are anti-Israel, you have the right to express some critics, but you have the right to express some critique without, I would say...
challenging the state's right to exist. It's about policy.
And here, it's not only a diplomatic move from the French Parliament, it is a real political decision from Mr. Macron himself, because he took the decision a year ago. A year ago, there was this yearly meeting as a CRIF. He was there. He said that he's going to do it. It took 1 year, but at the end of the year, the decision was accepted at the Parliament.
Well, Colonel, thank you so much for being with us. We're going to have to see how this all plays out and whether or not it passes the upper house in France's Parliament. Thank you for being with us.
Welcome.